So many African Americans in D.C., and they made up at the time about a quarter of the population of the city. And the city at that time was very segregated because of Jim Crow. And suddenly along comes the Prohibition movement, the temperance movement. Around 1,000 black porters were thrown out of work when D.C. was forced to go dry in 1917. I mean, that's a big deal. I mean, these were family earners. And all of a sudden you're telling all these different people, you got to go find another job somewhere else. Well, World War I is going on, and it's hard finding other jobs. So right away, it was economically, it really upset a lot of people. And on top of that, come 1919, in July, there was a 4-day race riot. And that summer, there were race riots all around the country, 25 cities, mostly in the South, but the biggest race riot happened in Chicago. But DC had a 4-day riot as well. In every case of all these 25 cities, every single case, it was the white community attacking the black community, in part because you had all these black soldiers who had fought during the war and came back expected to be treated with equality. And you had all these white Southerners who were like, oh, no, 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 you know. And so these huge riots broke out. What was kind of incredible was that so many of the black veterans went out into the streets in their uniforms and defended their neighborhoods all across the country, including in D.C. So it's an amazing moment. So there was a great deal of resistance then to being imposed upon Prohibition. And so much of the black community was like, look, Prohibition's not our issue. We want support for what just happened here with these race riots, the fact that so much damage was inflicted on our neighborhoods and so on. So we had one newspaper columnist called Prohibition a Jim Crow annex. In other words, just one more way of imposing white rule over the black community and control. And hence there was a lot of resistance against Prohibition.